Good morning and welcome everyone who are watching The Last Word on this sunny day. This is Paulina Castillo with this breaking news, and today, April 19, we will be giving you insight on both local and international news stories. Today's headlines are: never before had humans attempted to travel to Mars, but the spacecraft, the Traveler, made it possible. Upon arrival, the crew came across two surprising discoveries. Next, engineers create the first robot teacher. With this machine, everyone will want to be a professor, and students will pay more attention. Last but not least, the discovery of a new cenote here in Mérida, Yucatán. Will it be possible to learn more about its origins?
Preview.
At an average distance of 140 million miles, Mars is one of Earth's closest habitable neighbors. This project, better known as Mission to Mars, was planned since 2016 by Mexico, China, Russia, and of course the United States. After a long wait of 5 years of hard work, it was finally achieved. The trip was carried out in the spacecraft The Traveler, transporting 12 crew members in it to complete the mission. Likewise, to avoid future conflicts, the nations agreed to send 3 of the best astronauts, preparing them for 4 years. On Sunday, April 18, the spacecraft arrived where the 12 crew members got off the aircraft and set foot on this planet for the first time. However, the first person to do so was the Mexican Guadalupe Lopez.
In the last 8 hours, Mission to Mars has been reporting live information about the new discoveries that have been found on the planet. By now, 2 important events have been mentioned. The first one is that they found a small lagoon with water from which they have already taken a small sample to study it and find out its components. This discovery may be the most important of all time, since it would confirm that Mars is fully habitable. The second and the last discovery is that it rained on Mars for 22 minutes while the crew was exploring the area. This fact surprised scientists since there were doubts about the possibility of rain on this interesting planet. The American crew member, Mark Watson, mentioned that the whole team was scared, since, as it is known, the rain on Earth is not similar from the rain on Mars. Due to the latter, the rain is acidic, which means a health risk. Faced with such a situation, the members of the Traveler answered in less than 4 minutes. Watson also said that he insisted that all the team leave the zone and take refuge in the spacecraft. Not only did they not harm, but also nothing in the spacecraft was damaged. So for now, everything remains in order. This is our report today for international news. In the next few days, we will be updating information so all of you can be informed of the most important historical event of the 21st century.
Preview.
However you look at it, this is an extraordinary advance for society that undoubtedly deserves our respect. It seems that soon the Earth will not be the only habitable planet. This successful mission seems to be gaining confidence around the world, so it's believed that trips to Mars will be more common than we thought in the coming years. Thank you, Jarel and Diana, for this amazing report. Changing the subject a bit, today in Technology News, we will be talking about an amazing robot that not only can teach, but also be controlled by a professor. Teachers who are engineers from the school Believe in Yourself created the project The New Era. They were worried about their students and wanted them to be able to return to face-to-face classes. Since due to COVID-19 pandemic, they have been taking online classes for over a year now. As you know, the problem of returning to normality was that most of the teaching staff is considered a population at risk due to their age, health problems, etc. After meeting in a video call to start planning the return to classes, the robotics teachers of the institution, Drs. Johnson and Vega, proposed the idea of the project that will later be titled The New Era, as we had previously mentioned. The invention of this robot will allow students to return to face-to-face classes, and teachers will teach the subjects without exposing themselves to contracting the virus. We have Hania Torres, live, who will tell us a little bit more about this incredible invention.
Preview.
Good morning to everyone. As Paulina said, this project is called The New Era, and this is because these robots came to replace teachers in a certain way. The robots were created with a wheelbase that allows them to move around the classroom, a stick of a considerable size that resembles the head of an average human being, and a base to place a tablet with ability to rotate 360 degrees, which works as their head. It's important that the teachers be always available, because on the other side of the screen, they will be doing the same role as if they were in the classroom, with a difference that they will be protecting themselves from contracting the virus. The teachers will have the control of all the movements that the machine performs. Despite its amazing features, only Dr. Vega and Johnson know how difficult it was to create. They had some difficulties with the software due to one of the algorithms was wrong, and after 100 of tests, they finally found out the solution. And they were so fascinated and proud about their creation, and how to not be in that way. I mean, they are changing the educational system and also bringing a lot of benefits. This robot can be another tool in these times of pandemics. For professors that have a high risk of getting sick or whatever, due to it is an alternative to make their jobs without going to school and just controlling it through their homes. Technology nowadays is a big part of our lives, so it has a lot of advantage but also disadvantage. And maybe the robot can adapt to some students, but for those who cannot understand or have special needs, it will be difficult.
Preview.
Absolutely, Hania. We will need to wait and see what happens and if the governments give permission to the school to return with this new modality. Thank you for taking the time to be with us in this short space, since it is important to be aware of technological advances that concern society. Without further ado, let us turn to the next and last news. Liliana Tuz and Jariel Tamayo have prepared us a report about a new discovery in our beautiful Mérida Blanca. Let us listen to them.
Preview.
During the repair of multiple streets in the surrounding of Mérida, in the Miguel Alemán neighborhood, they found out hollow areas. That was very dangerous. In that moment, the work was stopped. Later that, they called the civil service authorities, and they speculate it was because the soil erosion, but they need to find out what was the real reason, and they go to escape that zones with the workers. Surprise of all Yucatecos, they found a large stone esplanade. In there it was vestigious houses, tools, and some wildlife, like plants of chaya. But the most amazing and surprising thing, it was a cenote. They think that the depth of the cenote was 139 meters.
At the press conference held on Friday 16, Juan Quiñones, an anthropologist in charge of research, commented, "We should not be surprised to hear this type of findings since Mérida was built on Ixcatzijo and specified this construction date from the post-classic and classic period. However, Quiñones also said that what should concern us the most is the care and attention that the government will give it as an archaeological zone, because it is necessary that its national reserve be instantly attended. This is due to the great importance that the mayor of the city appears to be assigning to it as a new tourist spot." Finally, but not least, next Friday this month there will be a meeting in which the major archaeologists and members of the INAH will be present to discuss this topic. This meeting will address various issues in relation to this new finding located in the city of Mérida.
Preview.
Thank you, Jariel and Liliana, for this amazing report. I hope that if it becomes an ecotourism place, people take care of the cenote and do not pollute the zone. Well, that is it for this morning. I am Paulina Castillo, and we will catch you next time. Remember that we're back on Channel 3 at 6 o'clock. You were watching The Last Word.